Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining in. Today we have a very interesting session on Go Mobile or Go Web. So we have Kunal Mehta, he's lead trainer with Digital Vidya. He's going to share his views on how we can take this session all together and what is the takeaway of these sessions and what is the importance of mobile and web technologies altogether. So few takeaway of this session would be build your digital strategy, measure your digital traffic and response that you get from that, how to create your own best practices, how to create your web analytics, implementation strategies, draw insights out of the web analytics. Uh, so to give you an overview of the logistics as well, we have a question panel at the right side of the platform. Any questions anybody have, please go to the question panel, write down the questions. We'll answer the question in a chronological order. So over to you, Kunal. Thank you so much.
Right? And lately we are also seeing a lot of conversation, a lot of discussions about people going on web. I believe some of you might have even read about Myntra going completely on mobile. They are in plans to go ahead and shut down their website forever now. So an obvious question to all of us is it a right strategy? Is it the right way to go ahead? What exactly is this? What exactly is this web analytics? What exactly do we go ahead? What exactly do we mean by digital media, digital platform, and how do we go ahead and make our decisions on these platforms? So before I actually go ahead and tell you intricacies involved with the web analytics, with the digital media analytics, let me go ahead and give you an insight about why exactly is it important for us. Why are we actually going ahead and we are discussing about all these things? So think about a psychologist clinic for a minute. So a person walks into the psychologist clinic and our psychologist friend will go ahead and ask this person to pick an object out of a box. Now this box already has different kinds of objects, different shapes, different sizes, some picture frames, some toys and all these things, and on the basis of what object this person takes out from this box, a psychologist can go ahead and answer a lot about this person's past behavior, past actions, past thought process. And my question to you guys is that what if we already know this person's past behavior, thought process, and past actions? Can we go ahead and come out with a list of top 3 or top 5 objects that he can actually go ahead and pick out from this box? Don't we actually go ahead and utilize the similar kind of a technique when we are actually trying to find out what should we gift on our friend's birthday, on our spouse's anniversary or something like that? Don't we actually go ahead and try to analyze people on the basis of our past experiences, our past actions, our past interactions with them, and then go ahead and try to find out what kind of a conversation, what kind of a product, what kind of a service, what exactly are they looking for? So why can we not go ahead and take this out from our personal life, from the psychologist clinic, for example, and put it into our business domain, put it into our organizations, put it into our web? Another example to you guys. You go to a semi-decent restaurant. After the busboy cleans up your table, you have had your food, the busboy cleans up your table, and before the check is presented to you, before the bill is presented to you, what happens? They will go ahead and they will put a feedback form and write it right in front of you. And to be honest with you, I really have never ever filled up that form seriously. I've just put down some random ratings. I mean, I even put down my name as Tom Cruise, and I know I don't look anything like him, but at least I'm taller, right? So the point is that we'd never take these things seriously, and on the basis of the feedback, this restaurant owner or these businesses will try to go ahead and create their products, their services, and will try to go ahead and modify a lot of things, right? But the fact is that this feedback is not exactly the true insight of the people who are actually coming to this restaurant. So are we doing the right thing to go ahead and take actions on the basis of flawed data, on the basis of flawed insights? Why can we not go ahead and think a little more and maybe go ahead and try to find out what is the best way to actually get data from our restaurant visitors and all that? What is the best way to actually go ahead and get the accurate data from our restaurant visitors. The best way would be that when somebody's having their lunch or somebody's having their dinner, we can go ahead and ask our waiter or somebody to just go ahead and sit beside them. A person who can start taking notes on whatever conversations that people are having, whatever food that they are having, whatever the expressions they are showing while actually tasting food. So my question to you is it the right strategy? How comfortable would you be if there's a person sitting right in front of you who's just watching you, who's monitoring you, and you are just going ahead and you are and we are just going ahead and we are just taking notes? How comfortable you would be if you are into a situation like this? Not very comfortable, I believe, right? But we can actually go ahead and get that done in our web world, within our digital platform, without anyone knowing about it. That is with the help of web analytics tools, web analytics applications. And this is exactly what we are going to go ahead and have a brief idea about. I wouldn't say we'll go ahead into too much of details. We will not go ahead and get into the technical aspects of it, but we'll go ahead and we'll understand what exactly are we trying to do and why is it so important for us. At any point of time, you think that we need to go ahead and you have a question, please to go ahead and put it on the bar over there in the question. And once the session is over, we'll go ahead and we'll take all your questions and we'll answer you. And I do see some comments over here. Number one is that my voice is not clear. So is it still not clear, or all of you can hear me? I hope you can hear me well and clear. Thanks a lot, Vishal. Appreciate it. And Saurabh is saying video is not available, so I haven't changed the slide yet. Do you see the slide over here on the screen?
Yeah, I can see the slides. Yeah, I can see the slides. It's fine.
Perfect. Perfect. Let's go ahead and let's talk about web analytics, and let's go ahead and talk about what exactly do we mean by web analytics. So web analytics is nothing but the way to go ahead and measure your digital data. People who are coming on your digital platforms, what exactly are they trying to do? What kind of searches are they doing? What is bringing them over there? What kind of products are they looking at? What has been their pattern? What has been their behavior? What has been their interactions on your website, on your digital media, not just on your websites, but on your mobile applications, on your mobile sites, on whatever, on your blogs, on your forums, whatever digital presence that you are having, what kind of activities are people doing over there? So this is exactly what we try to do by web analytics. So like I talked about the examples of a restaurant, a store. So think about a clothing store for a minute. So you walk in and you start looking at some t-shirts and or some shirts. But you are not stopping anywhere. You just keep on looking, and a sales clerk comes to you and he asks you, sir, may I help you with anything? And you say, no, I'm just looking around. So he'll just step out. He'll let you go ahead and look around and ask for him if you need any help. But after 5 minutes, after 10 minutes, maybe you realize that you do not really see what you are looking for. And you are about to exit the door when again the sales agent comes to you and he asks you again, so may I help you with anything? And you again reply, no, I was just looking, so it's fine, it's okay. And you just move out. So you spent around 15 minutes into the store and you did not buy anything. And the worst of all, the store clerk did not learn anything about you. We do not know anything about you, what you had in your mind, what you were looking for, what kind of product were you looking for. Maybe we had something in the warehouse, maybe we had something in the back, maybe we could go ahead and order something for you, but we do not know anything about you. This kind of a visit is very common in retail shops. These kind of visits are very common in digital shops as well, in digital platform as well. Because what happens is that supposedly you go out to go ahead and buy a bottle of Pepsi from a store, and the shopkeeper tells you that they are out of Pepsi. If they are out of Pepsi, the chances are that you will go ahead and you will buy Coke, or you will buy Sprite, or you will go ahead and buy some kind of a substitute, because you have spent a lot of effort, a lot of cost, a lot of time to go ahead and go to that store. Once you are in there, chances are that you will more likely to go ahead and buy something. But when we are talking about our digital platforms, if you go and buy a pair of shoes, a shirt on jabong.com, and you do not really see what you're looking for, most likely you will go to flipkart.com, you will go to myntra.com, you will go to snapdeal.com. You will not go ahead and go to the chat button or contact button of jabong.com to place your order over there or inquire anything over there. So what it means is that it is imperative for every business owner right now to go and understand the customers before they actually walk into the door. You know what? Patience of our digital population right now, audience who are engaged with digital platforms for 6 seconds. That is within 6 seconds. If the page is not loaded properly, you will go ahead and you'll exit the site. It means that if within 6 seconds they cannot go ahead and see the kind of product, the kind of service that they're looking for, they'll go ahead and walk out of your door. And consider this, right now, every organization's a huge portion of their revenue is coming from their digital platforms. And in case of e-commerce industry, and in case of organizations like this, let's say Times Group, who's having a Times of India website, who's having a media publication. So for all these kind of media outlets, they're almost 70 to 80% of readership is coming from digital media. In fact, they are not in India as such, but across the globe, many of the media publications are actually going ahead and shutting their shops right now. The Huffington Post has been a major example of that, which not only is bringing itself down, but it is also going ahead and bringing a lot of other things down with itself. So when just digital media is having so much of importance, is giving you so much of revenue, is giving so much of traffic, it becomes imperative for all of us to go and understand what exactly our digital audience is asking for without them even saying a single word to you. But how would you do it? You would do it by understanding where they are coming from. So imagine this, that if you do not go ahead and have a digital strategy, if you do not have a measurement plan, a digital measurement plan right now, what you are doing is you are pretty much praying to God that you should be successful. If you do not have a digital measurement plan right now, if your organization is not spending that effort, that cost into creating a digital plan and then implementing it, you are not doing anything else, but you are actually going on your hunch and you're praying to God that you should be successful. And how comfortable are you going ahead and pray for success of your business? How comfortable are you to go ahead and put the faith to put your success of your business? This kind of a question answered by faith. Not very comfortable, I believe. So what exactly we try to do is we try to go ahead and understand where our customers are coming from. What are their entry points? What are their entry pages in your site's catalog? When I say catalog, I do not just mean your product page, your site like say e-commerce sites like Flipkart or jabong.com. I mean catalog, whatever pages that your site is having. So what kind of pages are they visiting? And then what are your product pages or article pages? In case of Wikipedia, it would be article pages. In case of Times of India, it would be article pages. Whereas in case of Flipkart.com, jabong.com, they would be product detail pages, PDPs. Then what is the checkout process? For example, again, timesofIndia.com doesn't sell anything, we understand it, but they also have a conversion rate. And I hope that all of us do understand the conversion rate. Conversion is whenever we want somebody to go ahead and do something, achieve a particular checkpoint, and when that checkpoint is achieved, that is called conversion. For example, registration on the website, that could be one of the conversion examples, because we would want more and more people to go ahead and register on our websites. We would want more and more people to go ahead and subscribe for the newsletters on our websites. So that is a conversion. So whenever somebody goes ahead and subscribe on a newsletter, that becomes your conversion. Whenever somebody goes ahead and registers on your website, that becomes a conversion. Even if they are not buying anything, even if you are not getting any direct revenue out of it, but at least it is a goal achieved for you. You would want people to go and do that. Once you do that, that is a conversion. For some of the websites, they even take their logins as conversions. Why? Because there are a lot of people who come with anonymous logins. They do not even log in. They come as anonymous visitors. When somebody comes as an anonymous visitors, what do you know about them? Nothing. You don't even have their email address. You don't have their any detail possible. Again, I tell you one of the techniques that most of the e-commerce industries actually employ, and as buyers it might, if you are not working in any of the e-commerce industries, as a buyer it would definitely go and help you out. Next time you go to Amazon.com, next time you go to Jabong.com or any other website like this, and you like something and you want to go and buy that product, don't buy it. Just put it in your cart and wait up for maybe a week or so. After a week, you will go ahead and get an additional offer on the same product or something similar to that. Either you will get another discount offer, or they will go ahead and they will waive off the shipping charges. They will go ahead and give you some kind of incentive to go ahead and buy their product. The reason is they have identified that you are a person who has a purchase intent. You are a person who has a plan to go ahead and buy that product, but you haven't bought it. Maybe the reason is price, or maybe the reason is something else. So if you are given a little extra push, maybe you will go ahead and purchase, and they will be able to go ahead and generate the revenue. But this can happen only if they are having your email address, and that can happen only if you are logged in, or if you are registered with their website at least, even if not logged in. So imagine how important it is for all these businesses, for all these organizations to have you as registered. So that becomes an extremely important conversion point. So at times some of the websites even value it more than their real revenue that they're generating. This is why you will actually go ahead and get a lot of discounts on e-commerce sites, on mobile applications, if you actually go ahead and either download their application or actually go and register on their website. Sometimes they give you 50% discount on your first purchase for this reason itself, because they want to go ahead and collect this kind of a data for you so that they can actually go ahead and target you in a much better way. And remember, this is how our marketing starts. Every campaign, every advertisement, every marketing initiative starts with segmentation, targeting, and positioning. That is STP. And to target you better, they need to have some detail of yours. And this is why conversion, your registration and your subscription to newsletter become an extremely important parameter of conversion. So you would not want to know the different points of the conversions. You want to go ahead and understand how visitors are actually going ahead and going through your websites, not just passing through it, but what is their path that they are taking. How exactly are they going ahead and they are converting on your website in terms of registering, in terms of purchasing, in terms of subscribing to newsletter, and then their final conversion. That could be a purchase, that could be final subscription on the newsletter, or that could be final registration step, or even the login step. So you need to go ahead and create this whole data set that is coming to you. You need to go ahead and identify who are these people. You need to go ahead and identify how they are actually going ahead and proceeding to these paths. And then all this data set is actually gathered and stored within your database, and then your advanced analytics teams, your BI team, that is your business intelligence team, might go ahead and might work on it to gather actionable insights. And what we are going to do is, towards the end of this session, we'll actually go ahead and I will showcase you some reports and will ask you to go ahead and draw some insights out of it, so that maybe you can actually get an idea the kind of work that data analysts and web analytics guys actually do. That could be one of the interesting exercise for all of us. But I hope that all of you are able to understand, all of you are able to go and appreciate how important is how to go ahead and check this data and draw actionable insights out of it. So once you have analytics implemented on your digital platform, and when I say digital platform, I mean everything. I mean your websites, I mean your mobile applications, I mean your mobile sites, I mean your blogs, I mean your forums, I mean your Twitters, I mean your Facebook accounts, everything. Once you have analytics implemented on this, that is so much better than actually praying to God, right? you'll be having your data accumulated, you will be having your user profiles, you will actually go and get consumer behavior. How exactly are they behaving on the website? What is their reaction to your banners, your advertisements, different kind of web functionalities that you have actually created for your customers. What are your site vitals? When I say site vitals, it means how many visits you are generating, how many visitors are you getting, how many new visitors are you getting, how many return visitors are you getting. And that is extremely important, by the way, guys, the difference between new visitors and return visitors. Reason is that your return visitors will be the one who will give you the maximum conversion rate. They will be the ones who will be driving the maximum revenue and maximum satisfaction for you. Just think about it this way. When you go to an e-commerce site for the very first time, more often than not, you will not go ahead and buy on your first visit itself, because you are new to this environment. You are new to their website. You do not really know how exactly they are. So first couple of visits are just over there to go ahead and build your confidence. Once your confidence is built, then you will go ahead and start purchasing. And once you have started purchasing, then your loyalty will bring up, and once you are a loyal customer, then you will become their advocate. That is called customer advocacy. So again, this is a cycle, and this can only happen once a person starts visiting your website again and again. Therefore, we need to go ahead and make sure to identify our new visitors and identify our repeat visitors, so that we can go ahead and target them in differently. We can go ahead and showcase them different pages altogether. To your new visitors, you might want to go ahead and build up confidence by showcasing them the security features of your website, to go ahead and showcase them the new products and the new services that you are actually launching, so that they actually go ahead and see some kind of freshness on your website. Whereas for repeat visitors, you can actually go ahead and target them with high valued commodities, your premium products, your premium goods, your premium services. Then you can go ahead and create actionable inferences out of this data. For example, which is the geography which is doing best for you? What kind of demographic data is showcasing the maximum conversion rate? And then you can go ahead and, once you have all these data, then you can go ahead and actually have your decisions on this data rather than on any of the hunch. This is what we have been doing all this while. And the market crash of 2007-2008 actually opened our eyes, and we started believe. You know how we used to go ahead and believe in the power of real estate in the year 2007-2008? When we actually went ahead and we thought that real estate prices can never ever come down, and 2007-2008 crisis actually showed that it can. And it is extremely important for us to actually go ahead and understand that what are these issues and why exactly it happened, and how can we go ahead and stop it from happening again. And that was a time when we actually realized the power of analytics, that we cannot just go ahead and have a hunch that real estate prices will never come down and make our decisions on just on that hunch. We need to go ahead, have some kind of data to back our decisions, some kind of data to back our insights. Again, like I said, if you are having any questions, please do go ahead and feel free to let us know, and we'll go ahead and answer them towards the end of the session. And moving on. So like I said, the number of there are a number of metrics, number of quantifiable data that you can actually go ahead and measure the success of your website or the success of your digital property with. The number of visitors, the number of visits, the conversions, the page views. The page views per visit. Again, the visit is, I hope that all of you would know the Russian dolls, where we are having a doll within a doll and within a doll. So your visitor, visits, and page views work much like Russian dolls itself. So visitor is the outermost doll, the biggest doll. One visitor can have multiple visits. And within one visit, you can have multiple page views. So we need to go ahead and understand how we need to go ahead and what is the link between page views and visits. What is the link between visits and visitors? So all this data, once we start getting all this data, then only we can go ahead and decide which platform is doing better, how to go ahead and engage with our customers a little better. And remember guys, we are talking of whenever we are talking about all these metrics, whenever we are talking about all these analysis, whenever we are talking about conversion rates and all these things, the key point over here is not the conversion rate. The key point over here is the customer experience. If some of you have attended the if some of you have gone through the marketing lessons, marketing and sales books and all that, if you have done your MBA in marketing, then you might have heard about a guy named Philip Kotler. He's regarded as the marketing guru, and one of his sessions he actually talked about, and he said that no matter what your marketing team tells you, no matter what your product team tells you, do not get fooled by anyone. Always remember that it's your customer experience which is paramount. There is absolutely nothing more important for you guys than your customer's experience, and that must not get hampered. Your customer experience should be top notch at all times, no matter what kind of platform they are visiting. And all these metrics can actually go ahead and make us understand what our customer experience has been. Again, customer experience is a very qualitative data. There is no way that you can actually go ahead and measure it in 0 and 1. You cannot go ahead and measure customer experience in binary form, that whether the customer experience was bad, customer experience was good. The only way that you can measure your customer's experience is with the help of these quantifiable data. Had there been more repeat visits on your website? Had there been more repeat visitors on your website? Are they actually spending more time on your website, that is time on site? How many people are actually going ahead and signing up with the newsletters? How many people are actually going ahead and downloading the app? And app download is considered as paramount of customer experience. Once somebody has actually have great experience with you guys, once somebody is absolutely goes ahead and trust your site absolutely, trust your organization absolutely, then only he will go ahead and he will download app of your organization. So mobile apps, downloads of mobile apps is nothing but a parameter to go ahead and gauge the loyalty of your customers. So all these metrics, or now bounce rate might be one metric which might stand out as an unknown for you guys. Maybe you do not have much idea about it. So bounce is when a person comes to your website or comes to your digital platform and he just leaves. So there is only one interaction, only one page that he has visited, or maybe one image that he has seen, or maybe just one click he has made in his entire visit. Then that becomes a bounce. So if somebody just enters in and then just goes out, what does it tell you about your product? What does it tell you about your website? That your website has failed to give the first impression to the person. So higher the bounce rate means that your website is actually failing to create that first impression in front of your customers. Not necessarily a great thing, right? But then there are some businesses where higher bounce rate can actually be a good thing. Think about those businesses, what their businesses could be, and we'll come back to it maybe towards the end of the session to maybe go ahead and think about this question, right? We will take it up in the discussion later on, okay? So most of the time, for most of the businesses, higher the bounce rate, worse it is for you guys. So all these metrics will go ahead and make you understand how your customer's behavior has been, how your customer's journey has been, how your customer's experience has been on your digital property. Now, there are a variety of tools available out there in the market to go ahead and understand the your user behavior on your digital platforms. And one of the best tools out there is Adobe Analytics. Earlier it was Omniture, it was the Omniture organization which had created the tool, then Adobe went ahead and acquired the organization, and now it is Adobe's Analytics tools. an extremely amazing tool, gives you all the crisp information within the dashboard, detailed reports with the detailed data that you can actually go ahead and utilize to go draw your insights. You can even go ahead and export it within your Excel, and I know that most of the organizations are big fan of Excel. They would want to go ahead and see how their charts are looking like. They would want to go and create their charts in Excel. They would want to go ahead and create their graphs in Excel. So this is a terrific tool in that regard. And what the kind of detail that you can go ahead and get through this tool is, you won't only go ahead and get the number of, not just these metrics that we have talked about over here, not just the number of visitors, not just the number of visits, not just the conversions, but you can go ahead and customize it to a degree that you can even get the user IDs of the people who have been visiting your website. You can even go ahead and get their customer numbers. But while doing that, remember one thing which is extremely important, that never ever track personally identifiable information of your customers. That is, we call it as PIIs. What your personally identifiable information, for example, your Aadhaar card number, telephone numbers, even email addresses, then your voter IDs. So you must, credit card numbers, never ever go ahead and track those things in your web analytics tools. You can go ahead and track their maybe their customer numbers, maybe some kind of identification number that you might have given them. Something that would make sense only to you but to no one else. If somebody else goes ahead and reads the report, he will not go ahead and get anything out of it. For example, if you go ahead and start tracking email addresses and somebody else gets that email address, then the email address is compromised. Excuse me. For example, what Try did recently, I hope all of you do know about it, that they went ahead and they put the list of email addresses on their website, and that created a lot of furor. You do not want to go ahead and do that, so that the privacy of your customers is intact. You can go ahead and track their customer numbers. You can go ahead and track their, maybe not their account numbers, but some kind of identification number that you have already given them. Once you do that, you can actually go ahead and see which user IDs or which customer numbers are actually giving you more visits, which customer numbers are actually giving you more number of orders, which customer numbers are giving you higher value of orders. You can even go ahead and track on what particular days you are getting more visits, on what particular days you are generating more traffic, more orders, more conversions. And this kind of information can really help you to go ahead and target your customer at the right time, at the, with the right product, with the right message. And that's exactly what we need for marketing, right? You can even go ahead and see the trend lines, how the data has moved in the past, and how it is likely to go ahead and move in future as well. So this kind of a trend line can go ahead and help you in understanding how to go ahead and brace up for the future, what to expect in future. And this kind of the Adobe Analytics is so robust that it even gets the seasonality effect into the picture. That is, that you can even go ahead and understand what are the different for example, if in the month of April you have gotten 250 orders on your website, then April last year, what was the number of orders on your website? Because there are many businesses where the customer behavior would change according to the season. Think about such businesses. For example, school, the business of school uniforms, school books. They will be actually going ahead and registering more traffic towards the months of March, April, May, rather than in the months of January or October or September. So you need to go ahead and get the seasonality effect into the picture as well to go ahead and create a trend line. So Adobe Analytics can go ahead and get that done for you as well. At the same time, it can help you to go ahead and identify the various segments of your audience, where people are coming from, what exactly they have been looking for. people who have been visiting more than 10 times, people who have been visiting less than 5 times, people who have purchased. How the behavior of people who have made a purchase has been different from people who have not purchased. Maybe people who have purchased did not come across any error message. Maybe people who did not purchase came across some kind of error message, and that error message hampered their customer experience, and that's why they left without purchasing anything. Maybe there was a specific page at fault. You can go ahead and get all this information from this kind of a tool once you have it implemented properly. Once you have created the segment, you can actually go ahead and compare these various segments and go ahead and drive insights. Maybe there is something that you are doing right in one segment and something that you are doing wrong in another segment. How your mobile segment is actually behaving differently from your desktop or laptop segment. And again, we did this study for one of our clients, and we found something that when somebody was coming from a desktop or a laptop, this person's interaction on the website was more inquisitive in nature. That is, he was searching more. He was looking for FAQs. He was looking for different kind of products. But when he was coming through a mobile device or coming through a tablet, then his interaction was much more transactional in nature, that he would just go ahead and either transfer funds from one account to the other, or he'll just go ahead and make a purchase, or he'll just go ahead and send a comment or send an email. So this way we were able to go ahead and customize our sites for different people coming from different devices. We can go ahead and create our marketing strategy that much robust when we can go ahead and compare our segments, when we can go ahead and analyze our segments a little bit. At the same time, it can even go ahead and give us a very good funnel view. For example, how many people actually viewed a product, and then out of those people, how many actually went ahead to add that product in the cart, and then after adding, how many went ahead to go ahead and log in, how many went to the shipping page, and then how many went to the payment page, and then for how many people we are seeing the number of orders over here. This way you can actually go ahead and identify where has been the gap, and then you can go ahead and identify how you can go ahead and improve this whole scenario right now. And then you can go ahead and actually put some added values on your pages, or maybe on your banners, so that you can actually help clients, your customers, to move into the right direction. And once you have all this data, then you can actually go ahead and create your user profile. And as you can see, I'm a big fan of Simpson, and I always can go ahead and always try to go ahead and relate my audience to one of the Simpson characters. Who are the troublemakers? Who are the friendly ones? Who are the artists, the musicians? Who are the ones who actually need a little more care? The young ones. Who are the ones who are pro at it? The older ones. Who are the ones who loves to drink? Who are the ones who loves to have fun on your website? Who are the ones who are your best friends, your recommenders, your influencers? Once you actually go ahead and get this kind of a data, imagine how easy would it be to go ahead and engage with your clients. Imagine how easy it would be for you to go ahead and target with your clients. Again, I'll give you an example. So Facebook right now is developing on a technology of graphs. Before I go ahead and tell you about the Facebook story, let me tell you a little bit about the segmentation. Historically, we have been doing segmentation of our audience on the basis of 4 parameters: geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behavioral. Your geographic is pretty easy to understand. It depends upon what kind of city that you're coming from, particular geography that you're coming from, climate of that place, and all these things. For example, when we are selling coolers, we know that we need to go ahead and send it to places like northern India, where it's hot, where it's not much humid, but electricity is available over there, and these kind of things. So that we are identifying our audience base from the geographic segment. In demographic, we have the parameters like age, we are having parameters like gender, and we go ahead and segment on these parameters. And behavioral, we actually go ahead and understand how people have been reacting to the offers, how people have been reacting to the different products, the comments, and all these things. And on the basis of that, we can go ahead and segment people on behavioral aspects. But psychographic segment was one that we were not able to do, because within psychographic segments, we are having parameters like AIO, that is activities, interests, and opinions. And you might tell your bank, you might tell your Videocon D2H provider something similar about whether about your marital status, whether you are married or not. You might tell them if you have kids or not, but you will never ever tell them about when you are getting married. If you are looking at a prospect of a promotion, if you are going to go ahead and visit abroad, you will never tell your banks, or you will never go ahead and tell your vendors about all these things. But there is one place you actually go ahead and share this information, and that is social media. People actually go ahead and tell about their opinions, their interests on social media. And imagine the kind of the wealth of data that these social media giants are actually having. So Facebook, on the basis of the data that they are having, they are creating a tool called Facebook Graphs. What it would do is it can go ahead and plot you on a three-dimensional graph on the basis of your activities, interest, and opinion. And this data can actually be used by different businesses. And imagine a bank right now. So a bank understands that you as a customer likes to play football probably, or watch Euphoria's concerts, or you are a big fan of Arijit Singh, or you are a big fan of, let's say, Led Zeppelin, or these kind of rock stars. So what they can do is they can actually go ahead and allocate a relationship manager to you who might be sharing similar interest, might be involved in similar activities, and might be sharing similar opinions. What it would do is it would not only go ahead and help you as a customer to go ahead and engage with a person who actually understands you better, and thereby increasing the conversion rate, increasing the wallet share of yours that you are having with that bank, strengthening your relationship with the bank. But at the very same time, it would also help the bank's employees to, because now they are actually interacting with the customers who actually match with their wavelength. Imagine the win-win scenario that they are trying to create. And you can go ahead and do that only if you are able to go ahead and create your user profiles, and you are able to go ahead and identify the audience that is coming to your digital platforms. Like I said, there are a variety of tools out there which can actually go and help you do that. I bet some of you might have heard about SAS, SPSS, Minidap. You might have even heard about Radiant 6, Sysomos. So these are some of the best tools out there in the market which are used to go ahead and create advanced analytics. And once you have all this data, and this is extremely, extremely interesting, what SAS and SPSS can actually go ahead and help you do that. And we'll talk about it a little in predictive analytics. But to give you an overview right now, that these tools can actually go ahead and get all this data and can help you analyze the hidden patterns to a degree that you have never even imagined. And again, I have a very good story about it, and I will tell you in a little while. But let's talk a little more about what other things that you can do in web analytics. That you can actually go ahead and do an A/B testing. That is, you can go ahead and create 2 pages or 2 photographs of of the same product and try to see which one is generating more revenue, more conversion rate, or which one is generating more traffic on your website. Again, we did this project for one of our travel websites, our client which was having a travel website. So we figured out that people who are able to go ahead and see a background picture of a beach with palm trees and blue ocean, their chances of conversion are a lot more than others. So we took a step further. We thought, okay, this is a good insight. Then we can go ahead and put up a picture of beaches and palm trees and oceans in the background. Maybe our conversion rate would increase. But we thought, how about people who are coming from, let's say, Goa or Kerala, who are actually used to go ahead and see all these beautiful sceneries anyways. So this is what this is where they live in, so this is nothing new for them. So we thought, then how about we can go ahead and change the background in a way that people who are coming from non-coastal regions, we can actually go ahead and show them a picture of a beach in the background. And how about people who are coming from coastal regions, we can actually go ahead and showcase them a picture of mountains in the background. How would it affect our conversion rate? And we were surprised to see the results, and we were able to go ahead and get a lift of around 20%. So not just the products, not just the content that you have put about the product that matters, but even the presentation style, what kind of images you are having in the background, what kind of buttons you are having on your page. Everything actually plays a part in the customer psychology. That is extremely important for us to understand and address whenever we are going ahead and creating any kind of a feature for our customers, whenever we are going ahead and putting up a product on the website. Like I said, once we have all this content, once we have all this data about our customers, it will help us to go ahead and target them in a much better way. And how do we target them? Sometimes we target them with the help of predictive analytics. Again, I tell you a very nice, very interesting story. Nice or not, you can go ahead and you can tell me by yourself. But Target a few years ago came into a thick of storm. The reason was that one of their customers complained to them, and he threatened to go and file a lawsuit against them because his 15-year-old daughter started getting pamphlets of baby diapers, started getting pamphlets of baby food items and all that. And he got mad because there is no way that Target should be going ahead and doing that. This is absolutely obnoxious for him. So he filed complaints, he talked to the news media outlets and all that. And Target got nervous what exactly is going on. And Target, I hope that many of you would be knowing, is a huge sales outlet, is a huge store in US. It's just second to Walmart. So they are pretty big. So they were pretty concerned about the kind of reputational damage that can happen to them. So they went back to their drawing board to understand how exactly it happened. And as it came out, they have a model, a mathematical equation running in the background. What this mathematical equation does is that they can actually go ahead and see the purchasing pattern of their customers. They can go ahead and analyze the products that people are buying, and on the basis of what products that people are buying, it calculates the propensity of that person being pregnant at that point of time. And this mathematical equation in the background, or the predictive model that we call, it predicted that this 15-year-old girl was pregnant, and lo and behold, she actually was. So imagine the kind of power that data actually gives you, that you can go ahead and predict to such a degree of accuracy. But does it mean that you should do it? What was the lesson that we learned from Target story? That it is good to go ahead and create statistical models, that we can go ahead and get this kind of a power from our data? The key lesson from this Target story was to go ahead and understand the pain areas of our customers, never to go ahead and touch on pain areas of our customers, right? So even Target learned this thing, and what they did was, now they are much more smarter. What they are doing is that they are actually when they are having this kind of an insight, and they are releasing their newsletters, they are releasing their coupons and everything, they will not just go ahead and put up the coupon booklet of baby diapers and baby food items and all that, but they will also go ahead and put in items like lawnmower and grass cutter, these kind of things, so that to a naive person it might look like that this is a general coupon booklet that they have received, so because it is having offers of all kinds of things. But the strategic placement of these offers is done on the basis of the predictive models that are running in the background. So this is the scope that we are talking about. Once we have all this data, then only we can go ahead and create our decisions, and then only we can go ahead and take our decisions whether we should be going ahead, what direction we should be going ahead in. We need to understand that without this data, if we do not go ahead and analyze this data, again, I do not know how many of you have heard about this term, but this is very popular in most of the HBR, that is Harvard Business Review articles right now. That is VUCA, that is VUCA. It underlines the fact that right now we are living in a world which is volatile, which is uncertain, which is complex, and which is absolutely ambiguous. So we need to go ahead and analyze our data to go ahead and address all these 4 issues. We need to go ahead and understand the volatility aspects of our market that we are operating in. Like we talked about 2007, 2008 market crash. Nobody knew that this can actually happen, and that did. We are living in an uncertain world. We do not know how it is going to go ahead and react tomorrow. We are living in a very, very complex world where people are actually going ahead and having a lot of interaction, a lot of communication amongst each other. We are living in an ambiguous world where we do not really know what our customers' expectations are from us. The only way to go ahead and address all these 4 issues are if you actually go ahead and get your data and analyze it properly. And once you do that, then there's so many of success stories that you can actually go ahead and find all over the place, where that be giants like Comcast, whether that be organizations like Starburst. They can actually go ahead and understand where people are coming from, what exactly they are clicking on, how exactly it is improving or it is reducing their conversion rate. So again, this is in a nutshell, if I have to go ahead and tell you about web analytics. It is extremely important for us to understand what we should be tracking. We cannot go ahead and track everything, but we need to go ahead and track everything that we think is important for us. We need to get the solid data. We need to go ahead and make sure that we are updating ourselves, our products, our websites, our digital platforms, and optimizing them at periodic intervals so that we are abreast with the market. We need to have a very good understanding of our business requirements, our requirements of our customers. I understand that every business requirement is always the same: maximize the profit, right? Nothing else. That's what our business wants. But how can we go ahead and get that done? We need to go ahead and make sure that we are having a solid documentation around it. And we need not go ahead and just look at few numbers, but we need to go ahead and look into the larger picture, not just the lefts, but also the confidence. We need to go ahead and make sure that we are testing ourselves before we actually move into the production environment. We need to make sure that we are actually involved. We are involving analytics right from day one. We are not actually going ahead and involving analytics maybe after our product has been launched, because then it kind of defeats our purpose. And we need to make sure that, like I said, extremely important, never ever capture PIIs, personally identifiable information. And these are some of the best practices that we have listed over here. And if you are having any kind of a question, if you are having any kind of a doubt, please do let us know, and we'll go ahead and we'll take them. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a few questions, right? Let's start from the top. Okay, give me a few minutes. All right, we have a question over here. Does web analytics include analysis of social media as well? Just from Vikram. Absolutely, Vikram. So when we talk about web, and we talk about digital, everything becomes part of digital. So we need to go and understand our social media analytics as well. When data is coming from Twitter, when data is coming from Facebook, when data is coming from forums and different blogs. So we have different tools to go ahead and do different things. For example, if we talk about just about our website, our mobile application, we have tools like Adobe Analytics, Adobe Report and Analytics, which actually does that. But when we are talking about data coming from social, then the other tool of Adobe, that is Adobe Social comes into the picture, or Radiant 6 is there from Salesforce, which actually does it for us. But as a web analyst, when we talk about the responsibility of web analyst, he needs to go and understand the whole domain of digital, not just the website, not just the mobile application. I hope that answers your question, Bikram. If you are having any other doubt, please do let me know. So Samiran is asking how one will know which user ID is of what customer. Actually, Samiran, once we actually go ahead and implement our digital, our web analytics solution, we actually go ahead and create some custom dimensions. When we are going ahead and implementing all these things, at that time itself, we need to go ahead and track the user IDs into different custom dimensions. So if you want to learn about that, there are many resources available which can go ahead and guide you in that kind of a direction. How can you actually go ahead and get that user ID and track it into some custom variables, some custom dimensions. So if you are new in that, I would recommend that you can start using Google Analytics, which is a free tool, by the way. It can help you a lot in understanding a lot of things. Okay, Abhinav is asking that he's having a blog, and can he use Adobe Analytics for his blog to see his visitors? Adobe Analytics is an extremely expensive tool, Abhinav, so I don't think that you can use Adobe Analytics that too for a blog. Even if you go ahead and decide to go ahead and dish out that kind of money, I don't think that it would be worth it as of now. But what I would recommend you to do is that you can actually go ahead and utilize Google Analytics, which is a free tool, and you can actually go ahead and get a lot of insights from that. So the underlying technology will remain the same, the underlying intricacies will remain the same, but it will help you a lot in the initial phase, Abhinav. When early dropout is good, Saurabh is asking. Early dropout is good. Saurabh, can you please specify your question a little more? What kind of analytics can we do? So Suchita is asking what kind of analytics we can do before a product launch. So Suchita, at that time you can actually go ahead and talk to your product teams, your customer insight teams if you are having, because they are the ones who are actually having a lot of data about the customer's pain areas, because these are the people who actually interact with customers a lot, and the customers tell them about the problems that they are facing with different kind of products that they are using of your organization. So whenever you are going ahead and launching a product, you need to make sure that all those issues are covered up. Even if you have to make a mistake, at least make a new mistake. Do not repeat the same mistake that has been committed before. So that is one thing that you must do before you actually go ahead and go for any kind of a product design, not just product launch, but product design. In addition to that, it is extremely important for you to go ahead and find out who are your influencers in the market. Who are the people? So not everyone is a purchaser. For example, if you actually go ahead and see a lot of advertisements of soaps and detergents, they target females. Not that it's always females who actually go ahead and go to the market to buy all these detergents and soaps, not because of that reason, but because it is believed that they are the ones who are the influencers over here. When we talk about the bikes and all that, then again my influencer audience will change. So you need to go ahead and understand who your influencers are. Once you have your influencers identified, then you can go ahead and target your market through your influencers, and that can really help you. Are there any other free tools for persona building? Anita, for persona, there are not many tools out there, not for free at least. But again, like I said, Google Analytics can actually go and do a lot of things for you. Again, if you are having something specific in mind, let me know and let me see if we can go and find out something for you.
Kunal, before going to another question, I would like to launch a poll and would request people to, take the poll. And you can take up the questions meanwhile.
Shahnaz, can you please repeat?
Yeah, I was saying that I would like to launch a poll. So meanwhile, you can address the questions.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Guys, please do take in the poll over here. Your answers over here will help us a lot. By the time, I'll just go ahead and take your questions as well. So, again, going on to Vikram's question, can't anonymous customers be identified through IP addresses? No, Vikram. Actually, IP addresses, now this is a tricky one. So TCP/IP protocol, which actually gives the IP address, that is Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol, what it says is that a lot of computers actually go ahead and have a same IP address. When I say a lot, I do not mean 5 computers at your home connected to one home router having same IP address. I mean your whole block, your whole colony would be having pretty much the same IP address. It means in India, around thousands of customers have same IP address. So it is extremely impossible to go ahead and identify your customers through IP address. Web analytics tools actually utilize the concept of cookies to go ahead and identify the customers. Sandesh is asking which advanced analytics tools are available free of cost. Sandesh, you can go ahead and use Google Analytics right now. Like I said, base SAS, which is SAS is again an extremely huge tool. The base version is for free. You can go ahead and download this University SAS edition from SAS website, and that would be free of cost. I don't know how many of you have heard about R. R is again R as in letter R for rabbit. So just R. That is again a programming tool which is open source, which is free of cost, extremely powerful. And the best part is that you can actually go and utilize R for big data as well. Again, if you are into analytics, you must have heard about big data a lot. So which is again an open source. Hadoop is again an open source, which is again a big data version. So these are some of the tools that you can actually go ahead and utilize for free of cost. I will recommend you to start by Google Analytics. If you are a good programmer, if you think that you can program, you can write the code, I would recommend you R. That would be great for yourself. If you are looking for some career opportunities, if you want to go and get if you are having a job prospect in your mind, I will recommend you SAS. Because a lot of this is an enterprise tool and a lot of organizations to use that. So that's that. Okay, Ashwini is asking, how can we go ahead and apply analytics in B2B scenarios? Again, whenever we are going ahead in B2B scenarios as well, we are actually going ahead and we are sending emails to our clients. We are asking them to go ahead and visit our websites. We are seeing how they are responding to our emails. Again, a lot of it is on digital platform itself. When we talk about emails, when we talk about social media, for example, Cognos was one team which started really small, and they started going ahead and have a lot of digital presence, and their digital presence actually increased to a degree that IBM went ahead and bought their organization. So you can understand that even in B2B scenarios, if you actually go ahead and utilize your digital strategy perfectly, you can actually go ahead and reap in some really good rewards. I think an illegal business like selling drugs. Saurabh, what was that question? Illegal business like selling drugs? Just snap deal just came into my mind over here. Can a social media analyst try a career in data science? Rama, absolutely. This is what the natural progression path is. As a data analyst, you need to go ahead. You'll start by social media analytics, let's say, and then you will start getting into the programming side of it. You will start getting into the data modeling side of it, and then you can go ahead and get into the data science as well. Like I said, a lot of it would depend upon the kind of current skill set that you hold and how you can go ahead and build upon that skill set. We talked about SAS, we talked about R. If you actually go ahead and start learning all these languages, you will be there, you will become a data scientist. It would take you some experience for sure, but you will be on the right path to go ahead and get that done. So Rama is again asking how different or how big is data scientist profession from mere social media analyst. Rama, to be honest with you, data scientists are right now they are regarded as, this stream is regarded as the best stream of the century. This is how world is actually seeing them right now. But to be honest with you, in past 10 years of my career, I have seen a lot of things that have started really big, but they couldn't go ahead and last for more than 10-15 years. So I think that data science is extremely huge right now, and it would be even more important next 10 to 15 years. Till 2025, I can tell you that this is going to be a huge thing, and they would become the drivers of the whole business intelligence group. When I say business intelligence, everything would come into it. That is your social media, that is your web analytics, that is your digital analytics, everything would come into that. And they would be the ones who would call the shots. After 2025, 2030, maybe something else will reappear on the surface, and something else will go ahead and become the profession of the century. But right now they are huge. So Swati is also saying that I believe Adobe Analytics is a paid product. Absolutely it is. Swati also, is this a completely independent tool from Google Analytics, or we link it with Google? It is a completely independent tool than Google Analytics, Swati. In fact, both are competitors, if I have to say. So Google Analytics, there's a free version, and then there's a premium version, which is again a paid tool, which is again as expensive as Adobe Analytics. But they are kind of competitors. So they do not really complement each other. Any tool available to analyze Facebook? Vikram is asking. Facebook is giving their own analytics right now, Vikram. Earlier they were doing it free of cost. Now I believe for raw data they have started charging, but at least basic analytics they will go ahead and they will give you free of charge. Further, there are some plugins that you can actually go ahead and associate with Google Analytics. So your Google Analytics will start giving you your Facebook data as well. But there are not many tools out there which can do that. So Karan is asking, so to understand entire analytics including site, apps, social, etc., one will need a suite of tools. Is there an integrated? Yes, Karan, Adobe provides this kind of whole digital marketing suite, which is having target, social, report and analytics, everything built into one. Yeah. Okay, Swati, I guess I did answer your question as well. When early dropout is good from website? For illegal drugs, yes, the dropout would be good in that website. But let's say when you remember we talked about bounces, when it would be good for your business. For example, if you are having a website like say Wikipedia, or you are having a website like say Stack Control Overflow, where you are actually answering queries of people. So over there, or Yahoo Answers for that matter, over there if you are having a high bounce rate, so it would mean that people are coming on your website, they are getting their answers to that question, and then they're dropping off. So in those scenarios, it could be a good thing that a person has just entered and dropped off. He has not carried on his visit. So it means that he got the answer to the question right on the first page itself. So Abhinav, like I said, organizations like Stack Overflow, Wikipedia, these are the people who can actually go ahead and have good value if their bounce rates are high. So Aparna is asking, does Adobe Analytics or Google Analytics allow us to track email marketing campaigns? Absolutely they do. Aparna, I'm sorry, I'm always misspelling your name. So Aparna, yes, they go ahead and they allow us to go ahead and do a email to track email marketing campaigns. In fact, you can actually go ahead and create UTM parameters, again, a part of Google Analytics, where the whole email link is created, and it can be sent through emails, it can be sent on, it can be posted through Twitter, it can be posted through Facebook, and whenever somebody clicks on it, you will get insights about that person and that campaign. Yes, Anita, again, it is extremely possible, and we will encourage you to go ahead and create a blog and link it with Google Analytics. Again, a lot of, we can go ahead and we can tell you how to do it later on. And so yes, Saurabh is asking when early dropout is good from your website. Yes, Saurabh, I think we have discussed that. What education is required to become a data scientist? Ashwini is asking. Ashwini, education-wise, I believe if you are asking for a degree or some formal education, I don't think there is any kind of bar over there. There is no parameter by which we can actually go ahead and judge that. I don't know whether you know about it or not, Ashwini, but a few years ago, Infosys hired English honor students to go ahead and code on C programming language. The reason was that if you can actually have an understanding of grammar of any language, then you would know how to go ahead and use the semantics of any other language if you just go ahead and learn it. So if you ask me what kind of education is necessary, I would say if you are graduate, that is good enough. But yes, it would involve a lot of logic, it would involve a lot of practice, it would involve a lot of effort, that's for sure. And that is regardless whether you are an engineer, you are a BA pass, or you are a rocket scientist, or whosoever you are, you will have to go ahead and put in a lot of effort. Okay, Brijesh, Adobe Analytics can be up to as much as $200,000 per annum. I mean, not huge for organizations, but for individuals, it could be good money. Oh, Vikram, apps do track us really well, and they go ahead and they track everything about us, whatever we are clicking on, whatever we are. I mean, I don't mean that they can go ahead and track your activities outside the app. That is, if you are making a call, app will not go ahead and track that activity, but an app will go ahead and track everything that you are doing within the app itself. What buttons you are clicking on, what information you are entering, what kind of information are you trying to gather from the website, what you are reading, what you are not reading. So all that can be answered. Vikram is asking, can apps steal our credit card numbers even if we purchase from? Vikram, not apps. To go ahead and create something like this, you will have to go ahead and create an app which can actually get into the directory services of your mobile phone, which can happen. Again, yes, I'm not saying that it cannot happen, but for example, if you talk about apps from Vodafone, Airtel, they cannot do it. They'll not be able to do it. So if somebody actually makes an app primarily to go ahead and steal the credit card purchase and all that, then yes, it is possible. How do we check the genuineness of apps? Download the apps from, this is why I said that apps are always the pinnacle of customer loyalty. When somebody is absolutely satisfied, absolutely trusting, then only you will go ahead and you will download the app of that organization. And that is always my suggestion to you as well. Make sure that you are actually interacting with the right organization, and once you trust on the organization, then only go ahead and download their app. Any best tool similar to Google Analytics, or best when Google or better than Google Analytics? Brijesh, Adobe Analytics is pretty much the best tool out there. Then there's WebTrends, pretty good. Core Metrics is pretty decent as well. But next to Adobe Analytics, I would say it's Google. After Google, maybe WebTrends of IBM, or then Sitecore's own digital marketing analytics products. Saurabh is asking, what are the steps to become a data scientist? Saurabh, you really want to become a data scientist, right? Start by Little SaaS book. Get that for yourself. If you're not a SaaS programmer right now, get the book Little SaaS book. start reading that. That will give you just a base SAS. That will just tell you how to go ahead and extract the data, how to go ahead and format the data, what are the different formats the data can be that you can actually go get, how to go ahead and merge two data sets. So start by SAS, little SAS book. Once you are done with that, then we'll can slowly and gradually start getting your feet wet in advanced SAS. That is proc freaks, procs, tableaus, then I believe all the statistical functions that you might have to use. And once you are done with that, then you can go ahead and get into big data. So these are some of the steps. So Vikram is asking, in the Android ecosystem, how secure or pre-tested are apps? Vikram, again, like I said, that you need to go ahead and make sure the organization that you are dealing with, you can trust that. If you can trust that, then you can trust their app. Else, I will not vouch for the genuineness of any third-party apps out there. It's just crazy out there, like you said, that the ecosystem is such that we are having apps from all over the place, and they are available for free of cost as well. So that's that. Suchita is asking, can you predict that for a new mobile app launch, whether the customer will download and keep your app? Yes, Suchita, you can actually go ahead and create, like I said, predictive, and that is the predictive analytics part. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll have the historical data of your organization, how people have behaved earlier, and what are the different kind of people who are who can go ahead and keep the app with them. What kind of people will go ahead and download that app, and once we have that historical data, we can go ahead and create statistical model, to know what kind of people will go ahead and download that app, and then we can go ahead and do it. Ashwini is asking, my son is appearing, should he take computers for his after 12 for it? Yes, Ashwini. That would be my recommendation right now. So because it would involve a lot of programming, so if you can go and start as early as possible, it would be great. So if your son is appearing for class 12, best of luck to him, first of all. If he's interested in computer science, then why not? If he's not, statistics. Yes, statistics would be extremely important as well. But right now, the data science job is such that it is so much more dependent upon the programming language than the statistical formulas. Because what's going on is, think about a tool like SAS or R. You are getting a lot of statistical functions built into other functionalities of the tool itself. So if you know how to code, you can actually go ahead and utilize these features. Vikram, again, I really do not know if there are some tools which can check the genuineness of apps. That beats me. I'm very sorry about it. So
yeah.
I hope, any other question that you might be having?
I think you have addressed everything, right from the technology perspective, till the career perspectives. So I think.
So I hope that it was useful session for everyone.
Absolutely, it was really amazing session. You have demystified a lot of things. So I think there is no more questions that are coming up, so we should wrap up this session. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Kunal. Thank you for your valuable time, and thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.